Good evening, and welcome to another sentimental episode of Diatribes in the voice of doom. Now here's your severe and inclement host, voice of doom. Hello. Anybody my age knows who this is and what the song is. Things are blowing all over the place. It's Cat Stevens. Leave it at that. A hero to people who grew up in the 70s, right up there with Elton John and every other rock star. He was great. He was a seeker. He looked for the truth, and he passed Buddhism and went to Wasabi Islam. This is where he and I parted ways, but he put out some very great music. And I guess his name is Yusef something or other now. But I don't know why he didn't stick with Buddhism, because he did an album called Buddha in the Chocolate Box, which was a masterpiece. Now today is 2 days before the conflagration, or before the showdown. But I don't want to talk too much about that, because I have a guest star today, and it's not one of my ersatz pretend guest stars. It's an actual guest star. It is my firstborn son out of my loins, which I've been working diligently to try to guide. So, without further ado, here's Maximillian, and we'll talk about his progress. I'm really proud of him. Last time he saw him was October of 2021, when we were discussing our friend's suicide. And he wanted to do a diatribe with me, so we'll talk about his progress. Now, if you've watched my diatribes, you know that he was a mess. 2 months ago, when was it, September, I threw you out?
Late August,
I tossed him out of the house because he wasn't coming through with anything, and he wasn't doing what I wanted him to do. And a few days later, he lost his job. And then a few weeks later, he lost his car. And then winter starts setting in, and he realizes that being homeless is not all it's cracked up to be. So we made an arrangement for him to come back. And he's got a job at my work, which you may well know. And he's making money, and he's doing side jobs. And he's improving every single day. I'm very proud, because it's one thing to have a good kid, it's another thing to have a prodigal son, and it is improving because he struggles with what I've struggled with vis-a-vis this. So,
without further ado,
go ahead and
I'll tell the story.
All right.
Hello, all you folks, ladies, you looking good out there tonight? The gents. I'd like to make a personal word, or a word, I'd say. Yeah, life's been a struggle. It's like, ever since, I've lost my mother, and, a bunch of other things, struggling with phones and all these other bills, credit cards. It's honestly just more stress in my life. And then not to mention, I'm a heavy drinker. And I drink just because, it's fun to me. And I'm young. Salute. But I have changed my ways. Body's saying, Max, you can't be doing all this liquor all the time, because, you're going to start to deteriorate yourself, and you're going to have all these people that are not going to like you, because it's like you just want to bum off of people, because all you can do is spend your last dollar on a drop of booze, or you want to gamble all your money and stuff like that. And then you just want to be an idiot. So as a 26 going into 27 here in a few months. I've figured out ways and I've had mentors to help me with my problems. And like I said, what my father said was exactly correct. I did lose my job over stupidity and my car because I was irresponsible. Practically my home for 2 weeks. And now, basically, yeah, I've been improving and I've been, stepping up and, offering to help out and help other people out in the world and say, hey, do you need a hand there, sir or ma'am? Is there anything I can help you with? Like, let's say the other day, this would be, I think it was last week. This lady couldn't figure out what was wrong with her machine because she won like $100 and in free play, right? She comes sitting next to me and she tries to figure it out. And I said, ma'am, are you having trouble there? And she's like, yeah, I just got $100 in free play, but it's not on there. It's like, okay, well, type your thing in, the pin, and then go to your present box. Should have a reward there saying this is how much free play you have, and then redeem that. And I helped her with that, and a few minutes later went on, and hallelujah. So that's another thing. I've been helping out people more. I've been more outgoing, coming out of my shell, and that's just natural for me now. It's like when I was younger, it's like I didn't even want to say anything. It's like I'd just rather not speak. It's like, Max, you're so quiet all the time. And it's like you've changed like so much. So much. And it's like, well, it's called growing up, ain't it?
And chanting.
And that. Being a fortune baby and looking out for all the people who care and love about you. And changing the subject now, these past couple days I'm going to be a little worried because with the way the world's going nowadays compared to like what every politician said on the news. Did you love America how it was 2 years ago? Think about that, folks. Honestly, do you think price is raising up on everything? You got a president who's basically out of his mind. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
$5.99 for 18 eggs at the grocery store today.
Yeah.
$6.
Food stamps come in handy too when you're homeless or when you don't make enough income. And you get Medicaid too, like if you wanted to sign up for that, Department of Welfare. I recommend it to you folks who don't have that stuff, who are struggling. And now, what else? Let's see.
Well, what do you think of Petri Dish's job he's been doing for the last 2 years?
Personally, I don't think he's qualified to be president. He served in the Senate. He served as vice president, and then he was terrible. So what would make him think he'd be a president? Because all these people, obviously, and this is true, these people have no brains who voted for this jerk. This idiot, dumbwit jackass. That's what he is.
Yeah.
And he is a jerk because I've heard people on the news, he's been talking shit about everything and everybody. It's like he's completely miserable. And I'm sorry to say, but
he's dividing America. He's saying if you vote the wrong way, you're against democracy.
Well, personally, I am.
Wants to get rid of gasoline. So if you don't have an electric car, what the hell are you going to do?
Now, folks, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'm going to tell you this in the best way I can. If you can't be on the right side, then we're no longer going to be America.
What's the right side?
The conservative side. The right wing. Get it?
A little bit, yeah. Well, what about all those people that dress up as women and have beards and stuff? I mean, they have a place in society, don't they?
Well, let's see.
I mean, people should be able to do whatever they want. You see me, I run around in women's clothes, and you don't care about that, do you?
No.
Well?
People have freedom to do what they want.
But to force it on other people, and force everybody else to...
to force something that...
Or force little kids that are 5 or 6 years old to start thinking about their sexuality, isn't that kind of wrong?
Yeah. We were talking about it earlier. It was church, right? It's Sunday night. You know, they have those church masses every Sunday at every church you can possibly find in the world. And they were, you know, basically they say, it's all opinionized, but this is a fact from Father. He says, you can go to any church if you want to do masses, and it's probably be good for you anyway too. But don't do Catholic, because basically they're priests, like the priests want to molest people. Like, they want you to be gay and be molesting all these children and these beautiful women. Just be like a pedophile, basically.
Well, he's taking my words a little out of context, so don't get all riled up. It's just the Catholic Church has a long history going back to about 2,000 years ago or more. And I explained that he should examine Western religions and the more mainstream religions so he understands why Buddhism is the best way to go. It's better to understand other religions. And I said, you know, go to a Catholic church and see the Mass. It has a lot of history, but the basis of that church is based on changing nature, which I don't think God intended. Telling priests they cannot marry and they cannot have sex is just asking for trouble, because human nature is to procreate or to have a relationship or be with people in an intimate way. And if you... Alright, I'll go to it right now. If you're gay and you're a Catholic and you're a kid, say 15, you're going to say to yourself, well, the church says I cannot live the life I want to live, so I will become a priest. Now, you can fill in the blanks after that. We've all seen what's happened in history. We've all seen what's happened in recent history. So try to rationalize it any way you want to, but you deny people their nature and they're going to do things that are unnatural, and that's obvious. So I don't want to give anybody the idea that I told him that the Catholic Church is totally bad. It's only 75% bad. But do seek out the truth. Jesus may be the truth for you this lifetime. And then when you go to heaven, you see Jesus and he sends you back to another planet, you will know what to do the next time. I can't wait to talk to Jesus, because we've talked many times and he's probably I know he's a great guy. So we will have a rational conversation. And I want that for my children now. I want to tell you, I'm very proud, because this guy's gone through a lot in his lifetime. He's not just an ordinary person. Yep. He's had to deal with being on a different wavelength than everybody else and having to deal with people, and he doesn't really know too. How. Well, yeah, they're jerks.
And, you know, like I've said, it may sound childish, but it's true. Doesn't matter where, school, work, anywhere you go, you run into somebody and they don't like you for some reason. You say back off. Multiple people say back off over and over and over and over again, and they still don't do it. They keep on doing it. Yeah. They keep on bugging me.
So negative functions in the universe vying to frickin' ruin your life. You got to rise above it. But we're getting toward 15 minutes, so we're going to have to end it.
Well, It's great to be a star or a guest on the show.
Thanks.
And now, with that being said, and with me feeling okay on a Sunday night, I shall have something to eat here. And speaking of inflation, one more thing.
Yeah.
People, if you gamble responsibly. If you win something, maybe gamble a few more bucks. Don't spend the whole thing.
He's lecturing me.
Yeah, I'm afraid I am. Alright, well, that's it. I'm done.
Alright.
God bless you.
All right.
Thank me.
I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little different from our usual format, but it's 2 days to the election, and we'll watch it and we'll see what happens. So I hope you liked it. Thanks.